Hey guys, Otto here back with another video. So in today's video, guys, what I'm going to show you is the exact step-by-step process I follow and I go through every single time when creating offers that are guaranteed to make money. Okay, now this video is not going to go over some sort of top level theoretical overview of what makes a Grand Slam offer. There's plenty of information out there online. But what this video is going to do is basically going to show you how you can reverse engineer an offer that is guaranteed to make money from just a simple idea or creative thought. Okay, so you might be sat here with a current offer and you're not sure whether it's actually something you should continue pursuing. It's not generating you the results that you want it to be. Or maybe you're sat here watching this thinking, I want to launch an agency or I want to scale a business and I just don't know what offer to create. Okay, this video is going to show you the step-by-step physical, tangible steps that you need to take in the blueprint to actually get there. Okay, so it's not theory. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, and I'm also going to show you the tools that I use in order to get there. Okay, so without further ado, what I'm going to do is minimize my face, and we're going to first just talk about very, very quickly what validation even means and why it's important. Okay, so you can't have a successful business or a hard-hitting, successful, results-producing offer if you don't know it meets an unmet need. Okay, so if your offer is something that everybody else is doing, that there already exists tons of services and products to solve that problem, then there's not a need that you are being met. Other people are already meeting it. Okay, so the first thing with this process is understanding that a good offer is really based on being able to identify unmet needs. I don't know why I've written met there. That needs to be needs. All right, unmet needs. Okay, the second thing that we're going to go through in this process, and again, I'm going to show you the tools that I use to do this. Okay, the second thing is actually making a objective analysis of the TAM, the total addressable market. Okay, so it's one thing having a good offer where you are matching an unmet need and you're providing a solution for that. But if you're doing that within a marketplace where there's barely any leads, there's barely any companies or consumers that are actually going to buy from you, then it's probably not something you should pursue. Okay. Now, the second one here is whether what this process will reveal is whether this opportunity and this offer will actually generate revenue and whether it will scale. Okay, so with these three core elements, if we know we are meeting these unmet needs, if we've got a large TAM and we know that companies or similar companies are making a lot of money from it, then these three core components will give us enough to actually have confidence behind sticking with that offer. All right. So in terms of the action plan of this video here, what we're going to do first is go over my process that I use to find service market fit. Okay, so finding and creating a service that people actually need and will pay for. What this is also going to do after that first step is actually look at whether there is a need. Okay, so we're going to look at how we can research that need and what I do specifically to research the need, what data I actually look at and draw down from my research. And then the third point here is I'm going to show you my process for looking at the basically the assessing the market size. All right, so we talked about TAM. We're going to actually look at how I categorize and how I find markets that I can actually commit to. We're going to look at then how to build out a MVP when it comes to an offer, how we can test that, what sort of feedback and data we can get and take forward with confidence if we are running with that offer. And then we're going to talk about the refinement process. All right. So the first thing that I do when looking at an offer is I want to reverse engineer what's going to make me the most money and what's going to be the easiest for me to scale in terms of hiring employees and contractors to actually fulfill the service. I want to find something that I can charge high prices for and also have a high profit margin on when closing clients. All right. So the first thing I do is actually reverse engineer what exists and what is working in the marketplace. And the way that I do that is I look at businesses that are currently being sold and I look at their locations and what their offers are and their prices are to see if that's something I can replicate. Okay, so what I do is I go to a website called acquire.com. All right, and I recommend signing up. It's free, and what you need to do is basically go to the homepage. I'll go back here. If you basically go to the homepage, sign up, you will be presented with your dashboard. And what I want you to do is go to all listings. Okay, so when you sign up, don't sign up as a seller, sign up as a buyer that you can actually access data of companies, adverts of companies that are currently being sold. All right. And what you can do on Acquire is go through a number of different sort of toggles when it comes to the types of companies that you're finding. Now, there's a number of different filters that you can use depending on what your strategy is. Okay. So one strategy might be that you go to the categorization here and you click on agencies. All right. Because you want to see in your area, get that off because we only want agencies. You want to see in your area or your country what agencies are currently being sold, the types of revenues and the profit margins that they are generating, the asking price of those businesses, so the ones that are making the most money and being sold for the most money, and then what they are actually offering as their service. Okay, so very quickly here, by just selecting agency and nothing else, we could select location, we can select annual recurring revenue, we can select profit margins, whatever it might be. If we just go to revenue, we'll go to the US. What you can see very quickly is different agencies with different offers and the niches that they are operating in. All right. So this one here, the most influential no-code agency and education platform, helping entrepreneurs launch app ideas. All right. One thing you might want to do is go to verified businesses only. So where's that? Scroll down. Where's that gone? Here we go. Verified businesses. Sorry, and I've just taken off that category, United States. All right, cool. So verified businesses only. That way, these are actual legitimate businesses. They're not just fake offers. All right. And if we were to look at something like this, a scalable subscription-based video graphic and animation agency with a team in South America, we can look at their profit over the last 12 months here and their revenue over the last 12 months, right? So when you click each option here, you can get more information about how long they've been in business, what they do to market their company, basically their pitch here to potential buyers. And then you can draw down key pieces of information based on that description. Okay. So it might be that you want to make, 10 grand a month or 20 grand a month, whatever it might be. And you see something here, asking price, and you go to your calculator and you go, okay, well, if the asking price is 150K, they're making over the last 12 months, over the latest 12 months that they've been in operation, 146K. Divide that by 12 and you think, okay, so they're making just over $12,000 per month. Obviously their profit is less there, but you can start to get an idea, reverse engineering based on what you actually want to achieve. You can get an idea of what's being currently sold, what kind of appetite there is, value-wise for people who are in the market to buy these businesses, all right? People that are buying these businesses are buying them to continue them. They're not going to buy these businesses, spend a load of money and then shut them down, all right? So they're either buying them to operate them and continue operating them as a sole business or roll them into their current business, offerings, all right? So one example of this is something that I just found, and again, this was from a search here where instead of the agency, we clicked other, went to apply. I didn't do it in the States. I'll just remove that. And I scrolled down, I think it was down here somewhere, just did it a moment ago. Anyway, it came up with this option here, okay? So this company is being sold for 353.3K. It's got a 3.8x profit and 1x revenue multiple. That's what it's being sold for. And actually in here, it gives you the name of the company. So you can then copy that down, do a Google search, have a look at what that company is actually doing, how long they've been operating. But what I wanted to do from here is actually draw down kind of the descriptor of what that company is. So cloud-centric managed IT provider. And I'm just going to copy that for now. All right, so the first step here is go to acquired and look at the types of companies that are being sold. Look at their asking price, look at the revenue that they've generated over the last 12 months, look at their profit margins. And if there are companies that look like what you want to achieve with your company in terms of revenue and profit generated, those are the companies to take forward, okay? For example, this guy, this one here, right? So this leading cloud-centric managed IT provider, all right? And we're just going to use this, continue with this as an example. Now, what you want to do next is go to G2. And the reason you want to go to G2 is that you want to be able to find a gap in the market. And the way that you find a gap in the market is by looking at the pros and cons of the existing competitor and the landscape that they're operating in. And what I do, and you can sign up here, is I take the explanation here, the description of what that company is, cloud-centric IT provider, and I type it into G2. And I do a quick search on G2 to see what companies, what competitors actually exist first, and then I go through their reviews. Okay, so let's just take this Azure Secure Well Managed Cloud 95 reviews. We'll click that one, which will take us through to this individual page. I will go to their reviews and have a good look through what their pros and cons are. Okay, so this is a Microsoft company. We should probably choose another one here. Let's have a look. One Neck IT Solutions, a smaller company. Let's have a look. All right, so I go to their reviews. Process is exactly the same. And I will look at what their reviews are, okay? So, as you can see, 0-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 4-star reviews, whatever it might be. Typically what I will do is I will toggle for the 3 to 2-star reviews. You'll find that people that leave 1-star reviews will obviously oftentimes be overly emotional. Same with people who are on the 5-star. I want to get the analysis from people who have engaged this company, who are kind of run of the mill. They're the middle tier kind of review when it comes to quality that they've received. And these guys, if they've left a review, are likely to leave not only the negatives that they found, but actually comments on what would be a positive solution. All right, so I'll just do this for this one here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy down that review, okay? Now, once you've gone to G2 and you've looked at the types of reviews, the next thing that I do is I go to Upwork, okay? And the reason that I go to Upwork is because as an entrepreneur, I don't want to become an expert at delivering IT solutions. I want to be the individual who's found the vein of gold. I've had a creative idea, I found an opportunity, and I want to make sure that there's actually people in the marketplace who are skilled enough to deploy my vision and actually deliver my idea as a service. Okay, I don't want to be there stuck behind a computer doing it myself. I want to leverage human capital. That's what I do as an entrepreneur. Okay, so what I'll do is jump over into Upwork, and I will perhaps go to this company. So let's go to Technoline, and we'll search Google for it, and we will just look at initially what they do. So your IT cloud services partner. So what I'll do is I'll copy one of their key terms, IT cloud services. I'll go over to Upwork in the talent box here, and I will search IT cloud services. Okay. And what this is going to do is give me a general top level overview of the type, amount, and cost of talent that is currently available. All right, so this guy here, $49 an hour. This guy here, just under $40. This guy here, $10 an hour. And look, you can get more granular as you get in. You can go to top rated plus. You want to find the best of the best. Depends on your budget, whatever it might be. You can get an idea of the cost of what a contractor is actually going to price the work out at. Okay, so if you are creating an offer and you're deploying an idea, you're obviously going to need people to actually build out what you are delivering. So whether you're doing building out an infrastructure for them, it's a build and release offer, or it's an ongoing, monthly retainer based service for a traditional kind of agency based offer, you need to get an idea of how much and how expensive the talent is. All right, so it might be that looking at IT cloud services at this point, I'm thinking $60 an hour, $100 an hour, $150 an hour. That's actually too expensive. I don't want to have to hire 5 individuals that are all going to bill $150 an hour. I want individuals that I can actually deploy a service for under $10 an hour or $20 an hour, whatever it might be. Okay, but all along this way, all through this process, you're building out an evidence base on that's basically going to give you a standpoint on whether you should go with this offer or not. Okay, so one of the kind of dequalifying elements here is if talent is not readily available, if individuals are charging an extortionate rate and they've actually not got that much experience, then potentially it's a reason not to continue running with this offer. All right. So after Upwork, so number 3, we'll go in a different color here. Okay. We go to Upwork, and that's to find talent pool. Okay. Talent. All right, and you want to look at pricing. Okay, that's pretty much pricing and experience and availability. All right. So once we've gone to Upwork, what I will do next is I will shoot back to this this company, and I will go to the reviews that I've drawn down from potential competitors in that area. For example, I will copy this review here and I will quickly go to ChatGPT to give me a top level analysis of what basically the pros and the cons are of the company and their service. Okay. And this will give me an idea of other companies that are operating, what they are doing correctly, what I am going to need to also do in order to actually compete with them or outcompete them. But also it's going to help me identify the pain points that their clients and customers are facing, that if I solve them, I will be able to actually outcompete these guys. All right, so I'll copy a review here and I'll go to ChatGPT and I'll put in a prompt like succinctly summarize in bullet points the pros and cons of the company from this review, and give me a brief 1, 2, 3 sentence summary overview on what I should do if I was a competitor competitor looking to outcompete this company. Okay, here's the review. I'm going to paste. And then what ChatGPT is going to do very quickly for me, very succinctly, is show me all of the elements that I'm going to be able to compete on or not compete on. Okay. So very quickly, what this has done from this review, it said pros: experienced, knowledgeable team, low staff turnover, up to date with the latest knowledge and technology, quick response to requests and concerns, open communication and regular updates. Cons: no noted disadvantages from the review. Okay, so this review is probably not the best one. Again, we've got the prompt in there, so we can go to any of their other reviews and we can copy and paste them and just do the same. And for argument's sake, okay, so do the same for this review. Hopefully it'll give us some cons. But again, if the reviews are overwhelmingly good and there are no cons, this is why we are following this process, okay? It might give us a reason big enough for a lack of validity when it comes to this offer, okay? So here it says lengthy quote turnaround times, recent churn in their team affecting relationship strength, potential for pre-sale project delays, okay? So these are elements that you might think, okay, if I'm delivering this as a retainer-based service, I might be able to outcompete. Actually, if they find that getting quotes from other companies is really difficult, I'm going to create a landing page where they can get a quote within 30 seconds, all right? These are the kind of strategic plays that you need to bring into this process that you'll be able to create from the data that you actually extract from this specific process that will get you to an offer that is going to generate you cash, okay? So once I've got an idea from ChatGPT, and you can go extensively as possible, you can go as in-depth or surface level as you want. If you come across reviews that are overwhelmingly good and actually pull out no elements, no kind of strategic plays that you could deploy, then again, this is a reason that it's going to show that your offer is not a valid one to take forward, okay? But if there aren't, this is going to be a process that helps you validate the offer and refines it, all right? So to summarize, we've gone to acquire.com, we've gone to G2, we've gone to Upwork, we're going a different color. We'll use blue. We've used ChatGPT to get the pros, GPT, God, I can't spell, to get the pros and cons and to identify any unmet needs. Now, this is where things get interesting, okay? So the next thing that I do is I like to heavily research the size of the market and the other types of existing companies that are competing in the space. All right. And from there, what I do is specifically draw down from a keyword extraction process that I'm going to show you now. I draw down keywords that I then plug into my prospecting and lead generation workflows. And these keywords allow me to leverage the historical client bases that these other potential companies have already had and used to my advantage. Okay, so instead of going out into the marketplace, with my eyes closed and just sort of testing ideas and niches and verticals, I can actually extract keywords from those companies, plug them into my processes, and go after clients that I know are likely to benefit from my service. Okay, and the way that I do that is I go to a B2B lead gen database called Apollo. All right, so B2B lead gen. Okay, now what I do from Apollo varies. I've got various different strategies, but for this video, I'm going to show you one of them. All right. And what I do is I go back to this competitor here. So Technolean, if that's how you pronounce it. And I will go to, I'll go to search, and I will basically search for that company. Okay. Technolean, have I spelled that right? Technolean. Let's see if this brings up the company. It might not do. My search might not be correct here. Companies. Okay, Technolean. Let's see if Apollo has Technolean. All right, here we go. So Technolean, okay. What I do from here is I start to look at what keywords are available. All right, so we'll just go on to this one here. And we'll click their keywords, select the company, and we will look at the keywords that they have on their account. All right, and what I do from there is basically save down their keywords, and then I plug those into actually sourcing leads of my own. Okay, so I'll just do it from a top level visual point of view here. What we can see here is that this company, IT services, computer repair, local services, whatever it might be, I save down all of those keywords, and then when I actually go into searching for companies myself, I plug those keywords into my search. All right, so I go to industry and keywords, and I go to include keywords, and maybe it's IT, cloud, whatever it was that I just read out there, or IT services. And I take a look at all of the other companies that have the same keywords. All right. From there, what I do is I look in depth into all of these companies, and I look at the clients that they've worked with. All right. So I'll go to their website. Let's move this out of the way. And I'll go to either About Us or whatever it might be, IT services. And oftentimes they will have a list of clients that they've got. Okay, so here we go. List of clients. These are part accreditations actually. But say these were clients and we went to, I don't know, Cyber Essentials. I go back into Apollo. I go into my search, Cyber Essentials. Let's see if that throws anything out. Okay, Cyber Essentials Canada. Well, let's go to this one, Cyber Essentials Made Easy. And I start to draw down the keywords from their competitors. Okay, so I save these keywords, and I can make another video on this and how I do it. I save these keywords, and then I plug these into searching for clients of my own. Okay, so it's a way of finding lookalike companies and reverse engineering the types of companies that you know have already, in a proven, demonstrable, evidence-based sense, actually paid and given money for the same service that you're going to deploy in this offer. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing, but hopefully that makes sense, right? So then what I do from there is I know that I've got a general kind of industry. I've got a vertical. I know that we're going to deliver our services in IT, cloud, whatever it might be. I know that I've got a significant workforce that I can draw on to actually deploy my service. I know the needs that I can actually meet. I know how I can strategically compete against others in the marketplace. I know the things that I actually need to make sure that I'm doing in order just to have a level pegging with them. Okay, so I need no pressure to choose their solutions. All of these elements of my service, good communication, these are going to be generic top level things that you need to have anyway in any successful business. These are all the things I need to have in place to make this offer a success. Okay, but the next step is to actually create a minimum viable product or a minimum viable offer. Okay, an MVP. We're going to do that in this lovely color here. So MVP. We're going to create an MVP. Now, what we don't want to do is spend hours and hours and hours creating a company, all right? Creating a huge website, employing everybody, creating the systems, perfecting your service delivery, getting a payment processor set up, whatever it might be. What you need to do is create the minimum viable amount of baseline infrastructure that you need to actually go out and now test this offer, okay? So from this step-by-step process here, from every single step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we know that we're at a point now where we've actually got an offer that we think is going to work, okay, from using the data and the evidence that we've actually been able to find from this process. But now we need to actually test it. Okay, so you could jump the gun, you could run with this offer and then spend the next 6 to 9 months trying to pitch it and trying to close clients to realize that actually it wasn't a validated offer, right? The reason we test it is to overcome that problem and to not experience it. Right? And the way that we don't experience that problem is creating a minimal viable product and offer and actually testing it. All right. So what I do is I go to my CRM. We use Go High Level, and I create a very simple landing page. And you can get, again, as kind of in-depth and granular as you like. You can create logos, whatever it might be. I'll just select a random one here. Yes, you're going to let me select. Here we go. We'll just create a SaaS one. And again, GHL, they have a load of different templates that you can use. I'm just going to click continue here. And what this is going to do is basically give me some sort of tangible physical evidence for my offer and company actually existing. All right. So when I start to go out to prospective clients and test the offer verbatim, they can actually land on a page where I can capture their contact details. They can get something in return for giving me that information. All right. So what you want to do here is basically to create something very, very simple. All right. Have your logo, have your offer here, actually write it out tangibly, whatever it might be. You're going to have simple branding, and then just have a very simple call to action here to book a call or to submit their contact details and email address to get something of value. Okay. Some sort of lead gen CTA there. All right. So there's 1,000,001 different things you can do. I can make a video on kind of how to build out a specific landing page, but the real key takeaway here is to create something very, very simple. All right. So once you've done that, we need to actually go out into the marketplace to get real life first-hand evidence and feedback on whether this offer is actually going to land. Okay. And the way that we do that is by testing. Okay. Now, the 2 tools that you need to actually test your offer are these. All right. So the first one is for cold email. And what you're going to use is Instantly. And the second one is for LinkedIn / your professional network. Okay. So we recommend Instantly, hands down, above any of their competitors. And then we recommend Expandy, where you can build from scratch customized workflows to connect with your ideal client profiles and actually start pitching them. All right. And what we want to do in that process differs slightly when it comes to cold email and when it comes to outreaching on LinkedIn. All right. And this is not an outreach video. I'm going to show you very quickly for the purposes of this validation process, what we do. Okay. So what we do on Instantly is we basically draw down all of those leads that we got from our B2B prospect database based on our keyword selection here. And again, you can use a number of different sort of granular level toggles and selections here to get really refined data. But from a top level, if you follow those keywords, and avoid negative keywords, you're going to be able to actually create a pretty precise and focused leads list here. All right. What we do with Instantly, now these two are somewhat optional in how you approach it, but we go forth with two different frames. Okay. And the first one is interview. And the second one is feedback. Now, what we would do out of that lead list on Instantly is we will subtract 30% of the leads, however big your list is. We will go out to 250 to 500 individual leads, where we will basically ask them for an interview. Okay. So our subject line and our body copy of the email is not going to be pitching or selling them anything. It's going to be a very, very simple and quick email with the CTA of an interview. Okay. Well, we're basically going out to CEOs of these companies. We're saying, we are taken aback by the success that you've had in your company or whatever it might be. Actually, we have got this opportunity, this idea. I wanted to ask you from a personal point of view or from almost a mentorship level, what you think of it. Okay. And what I want to do is basically ask you 2 to 3 very quick questions on a 15-minute call. All right. And you will be surprised how many CEOs of $50 million per year companies, $200 million per year companies actually reply to you. All right. If you do something to groom their ego and do it genuinely, because you do want to connect with them, and then ask them for help and be overt in that and don't put in any waffle or any sort of pitch, you will be surprised by how many of them come back to you. Okay. Now, after this process, it becomes very, very easy. Once you actually get on interview calls and you know a script to follow, which we have in-house that we follow, it becomes very easy to actually convert those to paying clients. All right. That's a whole nother video that I will need to go into to explain the process that we follow. All right, but when it comes to LinkedIn and using Expandy, what you want to do is go out to prospects from these companies, individuals here. You want to draw down their LinkedIn pages and extract who the CEOs and the decision makers are from those companies. And what you want to do is basically go out to them with a similar style of messaging, but you want to ask for feedback. Okay, so you want to go out to them and basically say to them, don't ask for an interview, but you want to generate a conversation where you ask for their advice. And again, you will be surprised how many of these guys are sat on the toilet in the morning on LinkedIn, on their on LinkedIn messages, where they will actually send you back a reply. Okay. And what you can do from there is actually generate a conversation with them. All right. Now, all of these steps here will be enough to that you can actually leverage to validate your offer. All right. And if you follow all of these steps, I promise you by the end of it, what you will go from is having a general idea. You'll be able to go from a position where you've seen an opportunity or what you think is a good idea to actually having something in-house that is guaranteed to make you money. Okay. And this is what business is all about. It's all about generating cash. Okay. Yes, it's about changing lives. Yes, it's about delivering value into the world and the marketplace, but you can't do that without actually making money. Okay. So let me know what you thought about this video, guys. Have a look at all of these tools here. They're all free. Instantly, you're going to have to pay for based on your usage. I think Expandy is a monthly fee. I can't remember even how much that is and what we pay for that. But again, these are additional kind of bonus points that you can follow there. All right. So hopefully that's helped you guys. Like I say, super practical video here. Nothing is theory based. Follow this process step by step and drop me a comment below to let me know how you got on. All right, cheers.